please turn on their videos so that we can see your beautiful and handsome faces and also put the face to your names. And this will also allow our participants to get familiar. Or is it me not seeing their faces? Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining us today. Paul, please confirm you can hear me. Paul, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Hi.
Hello.
Awesome. It's good to see your face. Mukuna, can you hear me? Precious, can you hear me? Please, you can also
Yes,
make
I
Paul
can hear you.
Lottery one of the co-hosts. Awesome. It's good to see your face. So for us to have a very seamless session, I would like that participants on the call who are not speaking should please mute their mic so that we can have a very insightful discussion with little to no distractions. So we'll start right about now. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to my network, actually, here in STC Nigeria, for giving us the support to host this virtual side event. And so, while the UNESCO you can use climate. Sorry, please, if you are not speaking, can you mute your mic, please? If you're not speaking, please mute your mic. While the UNESCO Youth Climate Action Network, UCAN, and we're hosting this virtual side event today, the degree of the Conference of Youth on Environment and Climate that started 5th of June to commemorate the World Environment Day. The one was a tree planting event, and the two yesterday was a physical event in Lagos, Nigeria, and now today is the virtual event. So, by way of introduction, the UNESCO Youth Climate Action Network is a platform that connects youth climate networks globally all over the world to strengthen cooperation and foster multidisciplinary youth-led uh, climate uh, youth-led climate actions and research. So I'm trying to maybe increase brightness on my laptop through cross-cutting thematic areas, which is education, sciences, culture, and communications. And my name is Esther Babatunde. I'm your moderator on this virtual side event, and I'm representing STSN Youth Nigeria as the regional coordinator of Africa on the UNESCO Youth Climate Action Network. So once again, you are all welcome. So let's just dive into this virtual side event hosted by us. And our topic for today, our theme for this side event is titled Harnessing the Power of the Youth for a Circular Economy. So we intend that this event will bring together passionate young leaders from various UCAN networks and various youth-led organizations to outside of UCAN to discuss and promote transition into a circular economy. And our objectives is to raise awareness. We are transitioning from a linear to a circular economy now, to have a more sustainable and inhabitable future, not just for our generations, but for future generations to come. And this was what has led us to host this side event, uh, so that we can, make people know more about the importance and why we need to transition to a circular economy. and also to showcase innovative youth-led initiatives. You can, as a 28 member steering committee network, and we also have, in total, we have about 205,000 youth that are member of the networks. So this way, with people that we have on board, we have panelists from South Africa, Cameroon, and Nigeria. They share what youths are doing in their various countries, channeled towards us living sustainably and also um, accelerating transition to a circular economy. And here we can also recognize strategies and steps for us to promote, for we youths to promote and implement circular economy principles in our communities. So at the end of this session, we hope that all of us, and we believe that all of us on board, we have more understanding. I know a couple of us know about circular economy, but we have more understanding of the circular economy, and also to enhance networking. We have diverse people here, and identification of the best practices and innovative solutions that we can replicate or we can scale. Once again, it's good to have everyone here. And okay, so I'll be introducing our panelists. You can see that we've brought on board erudites in their various fields today so that we can have a very, very enriching, enlightening, and inclusive discussion. So we have three panelists on board today, and with a warm welcome or an emoji in the chat, please, I would like you to welcome one of our speakers, Kon Mukuna. She's from the Man and Biosphere Reserve Youth Network in South Africa. Please, am I still? Please, can you still hear me? I don't know. Am I still audible? Can
Hi,
anyone
Esther.
still
I
hear me?
can still hear you. I can still hear you.
Okay. Okay. Please. Our participants, I don't know, is it that they don't want to welcome our panelists? Are you not happy that? Okay, thank you. I just wanted to confirm because I told our participants to make a warm welcome with chat in the chat through emojis to welcome our first speaker. In no particular order, Kon Mukona. I say she's from the Man and Biosphere Reserve Network in South Africa, and we have Paul Lodri Dongmo from Morocco Jack in Cameroon, and then we have Precious Penemba from People Empowering People from Nigeria. Thank you, panelists. Thank you for accepting to be on this session and to share from your wealth of knowledge. So I'd like to read their biography. So Paul Mukona Kone is a member of MAN, so we call them MAB, Man and Biosphere Reserve Youth Network, the SA network. She's a master's student at the University of Johannesburg, pursuing a degree in sustainable urban planning and development. She serves as a youth and community MAB for the Biosphere Reserve and is the secretary for the South Africa MAB Youth Committee. Mukona is dedicated to youth activities, ensuring that young people from all spheres of life contribute to sustainable development in their respective homes. She's responsible for addressing social and environmental challenges in the landscape, such as human-wildlife conflicts, and implementing projects focused on nature-based solutions. Thank you, Mukuna, for uh, being on the call today and for accepting to panel this session. Paul is a geophysicist and environmentalist. He's also an expert on climate change, disaster risk management, and loss and damage. Paul is a green and blue economics motivation coach and a wealth creator. Oh, okay. So hopefully you can see the economic side of circular economy, and right here on the call, you can start thinking of how to create wealth. And Precious She's a proactive social, gender, and environmental issue advocate with over 4 years of experience in promoting gender equality and environmental sustainability, with skills in project management, data collection and analysis, communication, and advocacy. She engages in local communities to educate them about gender equality, good governance, and the sustainable development goals. She passionately pushes for policies that support social justice, inclusive gender, human development, and environmental protection. And through her work, she has become responsible for advocating for fair and sustainable development in Nigeria and globally. Thank you. A warm welcome to you. So let's dive into the discussion today. Just a minute, please, so that I can open the document here and then we start to ask the questions. Okay, I hope I am able to minimize here my screen so that I can ask this question. Okay. Speaker. The first person I'm directing my question to is Mukona. Mukona, can you hear me?
Uh, Hi everyone. Hello Esther. Yes, I can hear you. I hope you can hear
Hi
me.
Mukona, can you hear me? Please can you hear me? Okay. Yes, I can. I can hear you too.
That's great.
So Mukona, you right there in South Africa, and
Yes.
from your yes, being a student, pursuing a degree in sustainable urban planning and development. So please, can you share how young leaders within your department, your career line, can integrate circular economic principles so as to create more sustainable cities, especially in the context of question.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sarah, for Esther, for inviting me to this, and I will also just love to dive into answering your question. Right. As a sustainable urban planning student, right, I believe that there's so many opportunities that are there for young people to foster or promote circular economy, especially in the context of South Africa, where we're having a challenge when it comes to waste management issues and also load shedding. So I believe that incorporating smart cities through waste to energy projects, then it would help to promote the circular energy and also the circular economy that we hope to achieve in the near future. Because a lot of our landfill sites are now being about to reach their earth spaces, and that causes a lot of challenges because what are the other uses of the waste that is there? So leveraging into using the waste to energy projects within the South African context, it would really assist us a lot, especially with the load shedding that we have. Others call it power cuts, so we call it load shedding. So that's the best way that we could incorporate it. And also introducing now the recycling benefits and also educating the communities as a whole on how can we benefit from recycling and reusing of our materials so that we reduce the amount of waste that we get to dispose in the landfill site, because currently we're not even doing waste separation at source, and that affects the landfill site and the waste that gets to be disposed. So that's ways that as urban planners within the South African context, we could try to assist in promoting circular economy.
Awesome. I really love that you mentioned the waste separation at source because that is where it starts from. By the time you put your pets separately, the recyclables, your carton, the organic food waste, and all of those, and you dispose of them appropriately, it helps to sort and, even when they are to be channeled for biogas, for fertilizers, and all of those, it makes it much more easier for it to be done. So really, proper waste disposal is super important, and that's a good one for me. Thank you, Mukuna. Paul, can you hear me? So Mukuna, just take a back seat for now. Bring Paul on board. Hi, Paul. Okay, is Paul still on the call? Let me check. Paul, can you hear me? Okay, ask to unmute.
Okay, thank you very much. So I was
Yes.
unable to unmute myself. Thank you. I can hear you. I can.
Yeah. Okay. How's Cameroon today? How's the weather? How's everyone over there? I
Yes,
hope
so
people
it's
are good.
sunny. Yeah, yeah, the weather is good there. Yeah, it's sunny time.
It's sunning over there. We've been experiencing rain for a couple of days here in Nigeria. Okay, amazing. Okay, so I'd like to ask that within your network, Recojak, can you provide examples of youth-led initiatives or projects within your network, outside of your network, or in Cameroon that has been successfully implemented to promote circular economy?
Yeah, of course. Thank you
Projects,
very much.
initiatives within your network. Please go ahead.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much for the question, Esther, and hello everyone. It's a pleasure for me to be there attending virtually. And in Cameroon, I will emphasize in two types of two example only. The first example is based on an existing company called Stema Energies Limited Company. Yeah, and it's a youth-led company, and they are
Sorry,
what they are
sorry,
doing.
sorry. Oh my God. Oh
Sorry.
my goodness. Am I still on board? Uh, Paul, please go ahead. I'm so sorry. I had a
Ah,
call.
oh, okay, okay. Thank you very much. So I was saying that I will take only two examples here in Cameroon. The one is from Stema Energy. Stema Energy is a youth-led company which remain activities is to recycle or to transform waste into biogas and also biopower. Yeah, and leading by youth, and for youth, of course, also they produce an average of 100 kilogram of ecological coal per month, per month, and yeah, they are working on the center region of Cameroon and also at the west region of Cameroon. Which and the particularity of this company is that they are working in partnership with the local representation of the government. I mean the mayor and the local authority. So there's a kind of a small ecosystem, entrepreneurship ecosystem that they use to in their company. The second example that I would just want to share with you is Green Brief. It's a startup, and what is innovative with this company is that they are using invasive species into biofertilizer, especially the Teutonia diversifolia. In Cameroon, one of the main sector of emission sectors is agriculture. And we want also to use the same sector as the main mitigation sector also. So this is the reason why this company decide to use invasive species into into biofertilizer and biopesticide. And what I appreciate also with this company is that they also want to use, because they are still in the prototype phase, by recycling the electronical waste into energy generator. So it's quite an innovative approach. It still is, as what we was saying, it's still at the prototype phase, but it's so impressive what they can do with electrical waste. Yeah, so I think I can stop there with these two examples from Cameroon. Thank you.
Awesome. That's really impressive, because I love that you even said something about the electronic important stream of waste that tend not to be paid enough attention to. A lot of awareness is now plastics, and circular economy is beyond plastics. It's beyond single use of plastic, nylons, e-waste, all of the electronic waste that we have from phones, television. Where exactly are they going? What's their end of life? Because at the end of the day, if they're not properly disposed of, we have water. They contain all these dangerous elements, mercury, lead, which if they seep into underground water, they can lead to brain issues, cancer, especially to kids that are vulnerable, those of them below 5. So it's really good to know that you have such a wonderful initiative going on there in Cameroon by youths. So during your presentation, you spoke about something that they use in the company. I didn't quite get that. I think it was my network. You said they make use of something. Um, I think STEMA Energies, or the second one, you said they use an equipment or that makes them quite unique. Maybe, okay, let me ask. Please, can you make Paul the co-host, our main host? Please, can you, so that I don't have to keep muting him to speak? Okay, let me ask you to unmute.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah,
So
thank you. Please, can you repeat your question? I didn't understand it.
yes, so I said you made mention that one of the organizations use something that makes them quite different. I didn't get that part. They use a particular material that makes them distinct.
No, it's not the materials, but
Uh,
the approach is STEMA energy. Yeah, so they
the
are
app.
working
Okay, yes.
closely. Yes, they're working closely with the
Okay.
local community and the local also government.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
So it's quite for me. It's quite
Okay.
innovative, because with the linear economy, the company has just to take the raw materials and produce without taking care to the local population and also the local government. So because the main goal is to produce and have more incomes. Yes. So
Awesome. Okay, that's really a good one, because engaging the local community is very important. In fact, super important, because that's the bottom-up approach, and they are the major stakeholders in the end when the impact of climate change or all of these global issues come. They are the bottom of the pyramid, are the ones that are majorly affected. Thank you for sharing, Paul. So you can also take a back seat now, where I call Precious to come on board. Precious, are you there? Please unmute your mic. It's good to have you. Hi,
Hi, S.
Precious.
Hi.
Hi. How are you today? How you
I'm
doing?
fine. I'm fine.
Okay, so you are here in Nigeria, so although
Um,
I can relate to some extent to some of your questions, because we are both in the same country. I will know what is obtainable here, but from the perspective of your network and what you do regarding gender, women, gender equality, which is also one of the main focal point of UNESCO. Gender equality is, a very very big one for us here. So, I'd like to asks that what strategies do you use to educate and mobilize local communities, especially women and girls, about circular economy? Do you speak to them at all when you go for? I mean, you should, being an environmentalist. I'm sure in one way or the other you inculcate the principles of circular economy to the girls and the women. So, in what way, what strategies do you use to talk to them about it, especially the girls and the women? Because trust me, women are. Well, I do not want to stand by her because we have men here. So, well, I make bold to say that to some extent we are most impacted. We are at the forefront of almost everything. And when you look at people that are doing great things in circular economy, we have in Nigeria, we have the likes of Jokela Sisi, we have Jumoke Curie of the Waste Museum doing great things. And so, how do you talk to practices of circular economy? Thank you.
Okay, Esther, thank you very much. My name is Precious Musurun Pembe. I work for Women and Girl Child Development Empowerment Initiative. I am also an ambassador to People Empowering People Africa. So for the strategies used to engage local communities, especially women and girls, we educate them, mobilize, we put in training sections for them, especially on issues for going down to circular economy, especially for issues on eco-friendly parts. We teach them how to make reusable parts, make and use reusable parts. That's cutting across menstrual hygiene, promoting menstrual hygiene. We also organize local peer-to-peer skills on hand training that's empowering them, helping them to start sustainable livelihood, sharing trainings on sustainable livelihood, like making of shampoos, making skills acquisitions like hair making, tailoring, so that they don't they train after the training, they train other people, train of trainees. That's for a sustainable purpose, whereby they don't just train them and dump them and the community is left behind. After the training, they train other young girls coming up who are able also, empowering women to lead in circular economy. For most of them that have interests, we give them the leadership space, women leader, secretary, whereby after the meetings, they give us briefing of how it is with them, because you can't be in the shoes of people in the community. You have to hear from them. They have to be at the forefront of decision making for whatever is going to happen to them, whatever implementation that is going to take place in their communities. So we also empower them with leadership roles. And for promoting sustainable agriculture, among women farmers, we also teach them smart agricultural ways for their cropping and for storage keeping.
Awesome, awesome. In fact, the very first one that you talked about, reusable parts, parts are super expensive now, like very, very, very expensive. Yes, an average girl child in low-income communities in the global south, they can't even afford to get a very, very good reusable part. So instead of using other materials that I would not like to mention their names, a reusable part is something that is economical for them. They can conveniently use it and reuse, and also dispose of. And it's also a good way to dispose properly. That's way they don't burn, you don't have to burn visible parts. It's just for you to wash it and all of that, and you are good to go. And I love the fact that you engage them by giving them roles. So that's way they see the project as their own, and it also helps to sustain whatever initiative it is that you do. So that's a very good one. Thank you so much, Precious, for that. So you can also take a back seat now. While I'll bring back Mukuna. Mukuna, welcome back on board.
Thank you, Esther.
Okay, thank you. Welcome back. So I'd like to ask that being a student, you currently running your masters, and I'm sure that you know the importance of education. I mean, for someone who is an academic like you know, education is very, very important. So, what role do you see education and community engagement playing in empowering youth to advocate for circular economy? Uh, Education, what role does it? You know, some people have the opinion that generally outside of circular economy, education, maybe of a girl child, or is not so important. You know, in code, some even say education is a scam and all of those stuff. So, but what role do you see education and community engagement? You know, and all hands being on deck, playing, empowering youth. You know, this program, this conference is by the youth and for the youth. And we've on board here,
Yeah.
participants and speakers and panelists were whole youth. So, how do you think this can empower us to advocate for and also implement circular economy strategies in our local communities? You know, we are tailoring it down, we're bringing it down to the local communities. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you so much for that question, Esther. I think um, when Nelson Mandela once said that education is the powerful key that you could use, right? And with that, I do believe so, that education, if you have the foundation of education, then you're able to solve some of the challenges that we have in currently in the world. And with having circular economy being in the forefront now, especially with how the global world is just circulating and the developments that are happening and the challenges that we get to face of saying the earth is crying, but then what are we doing about it? You know, so within the circular economy spaces, I think also what Precious said, that we need to make sure that when we educate the people, we also get to learn in the process, and not educating people for the current, but also for sustainability. So if we get to incorporate education in the ways that we get to do our things, it is of importance that we don't just do it for the sake of teaching the kids, but also make it fun and relevant to the youth, because that's another thing that we having a challenge within our education system, that it doesn't speak to the youth. It's mostly we learning what was being taught over and over, but we're not incorporating new ways of how is it relevant to our young people, and how practical is it to the real life or challenges that we have when it comes to circular economy. Like for instance, in our biosphere reserve, we did a project which was called the Afri Plastic Challenge, Your Treasure, Our Treasure, right? And with that, we invited young primary kids, I think, like, yeah, grade 4 up to grade 7 primary schools, to do this Afri-Plastic challenge, where we were trying to change the behavior of the children when it comes to plastic pollution. And this literally replicated even to high schools, and also parents being involved in it. And it shows that if you get to teach a learner or a child, it does not only stay in the school, but then it also goes to the communities and they get to learn about this thing. So it is important that with our education system, and also the learning that we get to do within the biosphere reserve, we make sure that they're relatable to the young children and the youth. Esther?
So I was actually speaking, and I don't know what happened. I was saying after Mukuna spoke, I said, "Please confirm if you can hear me." And I was seeing messages like, "We can't hear you," and I was actually speaking. Please, can you hear me now? Please,
Yes,
can I
Esther,
get
we can
a
hear you
thumbs
now.
up or whatnot so
We
that I
can hear
can know
you.
that? Oh, okay. So, what I heard what Mukona was saying about they going to young kids, to children, to talk to them about eco-friendliness, and also I was really commending their effort that it's good to catch the kids young. That if we as youths had known what we know now, I mean what we are telling these kids now, it's very possible that the world will be a better place than what we have now. So we're really running out of time, and the conversation is getting more interesting. But then we just need to wrap up as we have about 10 minutes or so to finish her outside events. And I want to believe that we're all getting value. I want to believe that all of our participants are really getting value for our time and for the objectives that we set to have this while we have these virtual events. I believe that we're already living up to that and meeting up. So, okay, Mukana, thank you. I'll just have a final words shortly. So let me just jump back at Paul. Paul, please, can you unmute your mic? The question I'll be asking you is going to be tailored to your bio as a green and blue economics motivation coach and a wealth creator. Circular economy, that apart from the environmental benefits of good aesthetics around us, loss, reduced pollution, and all of those. We also have the economic part of it. There's wealth. I mean, there's money in circular economy for those that either the waste collectors, those that are off takers, those that are bailing. In one way or the other, there is a value chain across the circular economy. So you being a green and blue economics motivation coach and a wealth creator, so would like to hear from you, Paul. Um, how you think we can make money? How can we get value? We have the three P's, which is for the people, for the planet, and for prosperity. So we've talked about for people and for planet. So now, for the sake of prosperity, what are the things that that you think are within this space where people can get something from? So they are not just protecting the planet, but they're also getting value, in return. So Paul, are you still here? Let me see. Can you? Okay, so I have to make you unmute your mic. Oh my gosh. Please, our hosts, UNSDSN, hosts, co-hosts. Can you also make me a co-host, or make him unmute his mic?
Okay.
Can anyone hear me from the STSN team? Please, can you make Paul the co-host and myself, or you allow him unmute his mic? So okay, yeah. So his mic is unmuted. Paul, please, you can go
Okay.
ahead.
Thank
And
you.
to get my question,
I got it.
your work as a green and blue economics motivation coach. This also intersects with principles of the circular economy. So, how do you think we can get money, prosperity, and what advice will you give to young entrepreneurs who are in this field of circular economy? So they're not just like we're just advocating, we're going for cleanups, we're carrying placards. There's nothing in return. I mean, we need to get value. So, what are those things that you have for us in that regard? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Am I audible? Can you hear me?
Yes, you have. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for this question. It's very interesting. And I used to say that it's true that we must fight to preserve our environment and advocate for that. But at times for us African, it's quite challenging because we need also to have money concretely to buy food concretely to pay bills and all about the needs that we can have. So yes, we can we can get money while involving on climate or climate change or waste management, and or why try to resolve or to contribute to the environmental crisis. And to do so, first of all, what I want to advise is to know yourself. As a young entrepreneur, you have to know yourself, more about you, more about yourself, which means have a SWOT analysis. A SWOT analysis, your strength, your weakness, the opportunity that you can have, and the threat also that you can face. You can face. You have to make the first and this analysis and a deeper analysis of this, yes, a deeper analysis of this. And while doing it, before engaging in environmental issues, we have the economic aspect. Of course, you need to strengthen your capacity on the economic aspect of the economical aspect. What that means is maybe you need more knowledge on finance management, on planification, strategical planification, operational planification. You need more knowledges on business management, company management. You need it. So first, you have to we must you must go and find maybe an online open classes on this thematic. Secondly, what I want to say is that impossible does not exist. Impossible does not exist. In fact, the impossible exists because we haven't seen anyone do it. It means that the impossible exists because no one has done it yet. And I have a question: what if it was you that your country and the world was waiting for to do it? So you have to change your mindset. Change your mindset. It's not impossible. Impossible does not exist. The first limitation is your mindset. Is your mindset. So you have to extend your mindset first. So extend your mindset. And finally, after doing it, what I want to advise is to know the problem of your community, because your company exists because we have an issue in your community. You have a problem in your community that you want to resolve with your company. So you have to master the problem in the local environment. And while doing it, you will study your market. You will study your market and your customers and lead on what we are on what I will say on what I used to say you have to model and predict your market also. Model and predict your market. Many entrepreneurs, not even the young entrepreneurs, even the entrepreneurs we are not young, I mean the oldest one, they are not model the market. You must model your market. Have a market modeling and market prediction. It's important to ensure the longevity of your business, because many companies are created but have a lifespan of 5 years maximum, because they fail to model and predict their market. So these are the advices that I can share with you based on your occasion. Thank you very much. You are muted. Please, UNSDGN, can you unmute Esther?
Okay, so yeah, I'm muted already. I don't know, maybe they can just make me a co-host instead of all of this back and forth. Okay, so thank you so much. But I really love this. But it's in fact it shows that you're actually a wealth creator. So just disclaimer, if all of us on the call, if we need to know more about making money, because I mean these are very good tips. We don't when you hear something like study your market, you know that change your mindset and more importantly, master your community, because your approaches must be tailored to the context of your community. I mean, we are solving African problem the African way, so you have to be able to know what problems exist around you, and the innovative solutions that you want to use to solve the problems. And just like you said, that limitations does not exist. I mean, this is a call and a charge to all of the youths that are on board, that the only limitations that exist are the ones in your mind, that are the ones in your head. So there's no limitation everywhere, and you really, really need to work, change your community. So we are running out of time actually, and just to conclude, in final words, maybe Precious can just wrap that up for us. So in just few sentences, Precious, Paul, thank you so much. Thumbs up to you. Precious, where are you? Please, can you unmute your mic? Or the host has to unmute you. Where's Precious? Precious, can you hear me? Please, host, can you help unmute Precious so she can speak? So if Precious is not available to talk, maybe should I bring back Mukuna, or Paul should just do the roundup for us? Well, I just wanted you to. Do we have questions? Do we have anyone who has questions? Host, please, can you help unmute Precious Truth so she can speak? If you have questions, you can either raise your hand or put in the chat, so that as we round up, you can take one or two questions. If you have any question, please let us know. But I'd like to, I don't know, Precious, what's going on? Can't you unmute? I can see that you are the co-host. Or is it the host that has to unmute you to speak? Host, please, can you help give Precious the access to talk? So that we can have final words for her as we wrap up our session. Okay, so if that can work, Mukona, please, can I have you back here? Mukona, please, can you also unmute your mic?
Hi, Esther.
Tobiloba, Ojuluwa, Tobiloba, please, can you help see to that? Oh, okay. Thank you. So, well, to wrap up, thank you everyone for being on the call with us up until now. I'm very sure that you've gotten value, and thank you to our wonderful speakers, Precious, Paul, and Mukona. So, Mukona, you're going to wrap up the session for us. And so, in final words and in few sentences, how do you think youth networks like MAP in South Africa and all other networks within the UCAN, innovative circular economy solutions? How can we as youth-led networks, facilitate exchange of innovative circular economy solutions across our countries, our region, and cultures, and the continent at large? What are the roles of the youth? How can we facilitate that? Thank you.
I thought Precious was going to close, but it's okay. So I personally feel like as young people, we are the future, right? And one statement that you guys said in your post is that we may be the future of tomorrow, but then we are the game changers of today, And that is very important, that as the youth network, we need to make sure that we empower ourselves. Like conversations such as this are of importance, because this is where we get to learn from each other. I mean, from this conversation alone, I've gotten to learn a lot from Paul and Precious as well, and ways on how strategies that we could use within the South African MEB youth on making change in our communities. So I personally feel like as young people, we need to start investing in our own empowerment and joining conversations such as this. But also importantly, as the young leaders or the forefront leaders that we are being positioned as of by UNESCO, we need to make sure that we open up the space for other young people to learn from us. But above all, let us start being innovative in our way of thinking. Let us try and not wait for somebody to give us the silver spoon, or to give us an opportunity. Let's create the opportunities for ourselves, because if we don't start, we will never finish. And it's through these conversations that I believe that we get to network. And we might be in different parts of Africa, east, west, south, and north, but we kind of like facing similar crises at the moment, and be able to solve some of those challenges that we're currently experiencing as the global south, as they put us. So that's my take. Esther, please unmute yourself. You're still muted, Esther.
Okay, finally, the host has unmuted me. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. I mean, those final words are really good. So you did, super well that in our spheres of influence and contacts, we should make sure that, we are the change makers actually. So thank you so much, Kona. Thank you, Precious. Thank you, Paul. Thank you to all our participants that joined. And thank you to SJSN, who are the conveners of this, of COYEC and of the virtual side events, for having us today. I want to believe that a lot of us got value for the time. That is why I want to make that we make it super well. But if there's anyone that has questions, you can channel to the hosts or myself, and you can also check online the link to join the you can register as an individual or an organization to join the network, so that you can also be a part of the change. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. And we say bye. Bye bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.